Comma rules for all sentence types. Before we get started, a simple reminder. There are several levels of grammar in any given text: the paragraph, the clause, the phrase, and the word class. Word class level is parts of speech such as nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and prepositions. Phrase level is a group of two or more words that does not have both a subject and a verb. Clause level is the next highest level of sentence construction. Clauses have both a subject and a verb combination. Sentence level is the complete sentence. A sentence can have one or more clauses. See Comma Rules PDF for different sentence types. Comma rules for lists, all sentence types. Put commas between items in a list. When giving a short and simple list of things in a sentence, the last comma right before the conjunction, usually and or, is optional, but it is never wrong. If the items in the list are longer and more complicated, you should always place a final comma before the conjunction. For simplicity's sake, use commas in all cases. Example: I like apples, oranges, comma, and pears. Example: a good student studies regularly, listens to his teachers, comma, and hands in papers on time. Introductory statements or phrases, all sentence types. Setting off introductory words, phrases, or clauses with a comma lets the reader know that the main subject and the main verb of a sentence will appear a bit later in the sentence. There are three kinds of introductory bits: small, medium, and large. These bits can start with adverbs, prepositions, infinitive verbs, and so on. Note, as clause elements, they often function as adverbials. What is a clause? Clauses are right below sentences in rank, and they consist of at least a subject and verb. A sentence can have more than one clause. Small: generally, cats make excellent house pets. Medium: regardless of your opinion, he is quite kind. Large: if you know that she is prejudiced against minorities, you should leave her. Later in this PDF, as a sentence type, this last example is sentence type 3, a sentence made more complex with a subordinating conjunction. Introductory phrase or subject of a sentence. One of the reasons it's important to learn clause elements is that it will help you to see the difference between what you think could be an introductory phrase but is actually the subject of the sentence. Do not put a comma between the subject and verb. To find the complete subject of a sentence, continue replacing words with a personal pronoun until the sentence makes sense. Example: the things that cause joy may also cause pain. To find the complete sentence, I can start replacing the beginning of that sentence. There is no introductory phrase in there because there's no comma at the beginning, so I'm thinking already I know that the subject is going to be at the beginning. And if I replace the things that cause joy with they, the sentence makes sense. So I have found the subject. They may cause pain. I repeat, do not put a comma between the subject and the verb. The things that cause joy may also cause pain. No comma after the things that cause joy. Interrupters, all sentence types. Two commas can be used to set off added information that is separate from the main subject and verb of the sentence. These commas help your reader understand that the words within the commas are not necessary or essential to understand the rest of the sentence. Comma test. If the sentence is still clear without the interrupter, then commas are probably a good choice. Example: my chemistry book, which weighs about 100 pounds, has some very good examples of cellular composition. Note, it is also possible to have an interrupter at the end of a sentence, called an end interrupter. Example: I do not appreciate his humor nor his sarcasm, for that matter. Quotes, all sentence types. In essays, you need a comma after verbs that are like say, reply, answer, argue, or state, then add the quote. If the quote is long, 40 to 50 words, indented with a space above and below. No quotation marks and no italics. Remember the colon in the sentence before the very long intended quote. Periods and commas go inside the end quotation mark in American English. Other punctuation depends on the context. Example, he said, comma, I am ready to leave. Note the comma after said and the period inside the end quote. Another example, in the novel, comma, Amir says, comma, for me, America was a place to bury my memories, for Baba, a place to mourn his. In this sentence, notice the introductory phrase in the novel, then Amir says with a comma after it, and then the period inside the end quote. Quotes, all sentence types. If the quoted speech follows an independent clause or a complete sentence, yet should be part of the same sentence, use a colon to set off the quoted language. Example, my mother's favorite quote was from Shakespeare. This above all to thine own self be true. Notice you have a complete sentence at the beginning, but then you want to add that additional information with the quote. Note, see source citation guide for how to structure and cite short and long quotes. And finally, correlative conjunctions, all sentence types. In sentences with the correlative conjunctions either or, neither nor, not only but also, commas are normally not needed. Example, either the blue shirt or the red shirt will look good with your jeans. This is the end of tutorial 1. I hope this has helped you, and we will continue with tutorial 2 next time.